From missing the Tokyo 2021 Olympics after testing positive for marijuana, to being arrested twice in less than 6 months, Sha'Carri Richardson was a name revered not only in U.S. track and field, but across the globe for all the right reasons, until the global icon started getting more attention for all the wrong reasons.
Do not talk to me like that. Tell him to stop. Who are you talking to, man? Thank you. Like, no.
In every case, Sha'Carri being on the headlines was a result of good athletic performances. But as of 2026, the world champion, who once ran 10.65 to claim gold in Budapest, is now making headlines for altercations, arrests, and a career that seems to be spiraling out of control. This is the story of how the world's 6th fastest woman alive became more infamous for what she did off the track than on it. Nobody could have predicted that the Dallas kid with orange hair and unapologetic confidence would become one of track and field's most polarizing figures. At just 19 years old, Sha'Carri burst onto the scene in 2019, clocking 10.75 at the NCAA Championships in Austin, Texas, announcing herself as a phenom, a prodigy in the making. The brash young sprinter who kissed her grandmother in the stands after qualifying for the Olympics became an overnight sensation. Her nails were long, her hair was vibrant, her personality was magnetic. Sha'Carri Richardson was fast. She was unapologetically herself, in a sport that often rewards attention. She was the future of American sprinting, the next big star in line to greatness, and the world couldn't wait to see her shine on the 2021 Olympic stage. But just weeks before the Tokyo Olympics, Richardson tested positive for THC, the active chemical in marijuana. The suspension came swiftly. When Richardson finally spoke, she said the reason was personal. In an exclusive interview on NBC's Today Show, Richardson stated, "I know I can't hide myself, so in some type of way, I was trying to hide my pain." She took full accountability, apologizing to her fans, her family, and her sponsors. The world watched as a 21-year-old champion crumbled under the weight of grief and consequence. Many believed this was just a bump in the road, that Richardson would return stronger, wiser, more focused. They were wrong. The Tokyo ban should have been a wake-up call. Instead, it became the first chapter in a pattern of self-destruction that would define the next 4 years of her career. Richardson returned to competition in 2022, aged 22, but something had changed. The swagger was still there, but the performances weren't. She ran 10.85 at the New York Grand Prix, far from the explosive form that made her a world beater at 19 years old. Critics questioned whether the suspension had broken her. Doubters wrote her off, but Richardson kept training, kept believing, kept showing up until she rebounded stronger in Budapest 2023. And for one glorious week, Sha'Carri Richardson silenced every critic, running 10.65 in the 100-meter final, a new personal best, and with it, she became the world champion.
Surprise deliver. She's got a good start, but watch Sha'Carri Jackson. Sha'Carri Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near side! Right at the end, they were getting ready to write the script for Fraser Price.
She had done it. Against all odds, against all doubt, she had reclaimed her throne. The redemption arc was complete. Sha'Carri added a bronze in the 200 meters and anchored the United States to gold in the 4x100 relay, proving she could deliver as one of the sport's brightest stars. This was supposed to be the beginning of her redemption arc. Instead, it was the peak before the crash. The 2024 Paris Olympics were meant to be Sha'Carri's coronation. After missing Tokyo, she was hungry, motivated, ready to prove that she was ready to defend her Budapest crown. She qualified for the Games, running 10.71 at the U.S. Olympic Trials in Eugene, the fastest time of year 2024, her second fastest time ever recorded in the 100. But when the Olympic finals arrived when it mattered most, she couldn't deliver. Richardson faltered. She finished second in the 100 meters, clocking 10.87, well behind St. Lucia's Julian Alfred, who ran a stunning 10.72 to claim gold. Richardson was gracious in defeat, but the disappointment was palpable. She did, however, redeem herself in the 4x100 relay, helping Team USA to a gold medal with a time of 41.78. It wasn't the individual glory she craved, but it was still very admirable. gold and silver medal in her first Olympics. Still, the cracks were beginning to show. Richardson's performances in 2025 told a troubling story. For the whole of the season, she only broke sub-11 once. At the World Championships in Tokyo, she ran 10.94 in the 100 meters, finishing 5th. A devastating result for someone who had been world champion just 2 years prior.
Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10.61.
American teammate Melissa Jefferson won gold with a blistering 10.61, while Richardson was left behind, watching from the sidelines as her dominance slipped away. She managed to salvage a gold in the 4x100 relay, running the anchor leg in 41.75, but individually she was no longer a threat. The 10.65 world champion was gone, replaced by a shadow of her former self. The 2025 season was her worst in terms of the results she posted. For once, she clearly failed to dominate, failed to take first position in 99% of all her individual races that season. But it wasn't just the performances that raised concern. It was the downward trend and a growing pattern of negative media attention. In January 2023, Richardson was removed from an American Airlines flight after an argument with a flight attendant.
Stop recording. No, I'm not going to start recording because I was making a video to myself. I'm going to not start recording. And this video will show what you're doing. So I would appreciate. Who are you talking to,
We don't need other people to get
Thank
involved.
you. Like, no.
But the scandals would still follow her into 2025, the year everything truly fell apart. In July, Richardson was arrested at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport after allegedly pushing fellow sprinter Christian Coleman multiple times in a public altercation.
I haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar.
She falsely accused her boyfriend of being the one who hit her, but the airport security cameras showed otherwise. And then she told the cops, "Why am I being arrested and he's the man in the situation?" The whole clip, he looks like he's just trying to move away from her, and he doesn't retaliate in any way. Richardson issued a public apology on social media stating, "I love him and I can't apologize enough. My apology should be just as loud as my actions. I love you and I am so sorry." But the apologies didn't stop the pattern. Just months later, in January 2026, Richardson was arrested again, this time in a Florida county on charges of excessive speeding and disorderly conduct. According to an affidavit, she was clocked driving over 100 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone.
I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show the
No,
court.
like I told you, you're going to jail.
Please don't allow me to go to please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really.
If nothing you say is going to change that. You are going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail, Jake?
Yes.
Sir, I really was not meant to intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary.
Sir,
That means that you're doing
please.
things unintentionally
No,
on a
sir,
task that
please,
requires
please,
all
sir,
your
please,
attention.
sir.
Some people still support her as the champ they have known for all these years, but still some would speak up against her actions. I so badly wanted to root for her as a person and an athlete, but there's just too many of these videos of her. Also, a masterclass of why you shut up when you've been pulled over and being told that you'll be arrested. She admitted a lot of fault in that 2 minutes that could really come back to make things even worse for her if they wanted to pursue it all. She talked herself into jail quickly. This wasn't just about bad decisions anymore. This was about a pattern of behavior that suggested deeper issues. Her career statistics tell part of the story. She holds a personal best of 10.65 in the 100 meters, making her the 6th fastest woman of all time, tied with legends like Marion Jones and Sha'Carri Richardson. She's a world champion, an Olympic silver medalist, and a 3-time gold medalist in the 4x100, relay across world championships and Olympics. On paper, Sha'Carri Richardson is one of the most decorated American sprinters of her generation. She is now 25 years old, entering what should be the prime years of her career. But instead of preparing for the 2026 Ultimate Championships or the 2027 World Championships, she's dealing with legal issues, repairing relationships, and trying to salvage what's left of her reputation. The tragic irony is that Richardson had everything she needed to succeed. She had the talent, the platform, the support of Nike, the love of millions. After Budapest, she could have been the face of American track and field for the next decade. Instead, she became a cautionary tale, a reminder that talent without discipline will always lead to destruction. At some point, public grace runs out. Second chances dry up after too much time is wasted, and the world simply moves on. Sha'Carri Richardson is now a shadow of her best self. She hasn't come close to the time she was running 3 years ago. From being the fastest woman in the world for 2 consecutive seasons in 2023 and 2024, to slipping beyond the top 20, it's clear something isn't right. With a new season approaching, the question is whether she still has the same fire for the sport that defined the beginning of her career. So the question remains, can Sha'Carri Richardson redeem herself? Well, I guess only she knows the answer.